Oh, boys and girls, it is that time of year again. About a year ago, I made two videos. One video in which I told you how much money I'd made during my entire time on YouTube. I've been a full-time YouTuber now, getting on for 5 years. I first started YouTube 6 years ago. And I also made a second video showing you exactly how much money I'd made over the year 2020. For context, I would recommend you go back and watch both of those videos before watching this one, because there's stuff in those I'm probably not going to go over again in this. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how much money I earned in 2021. Now, couple of disclaimers before we get up and running, probably more than a couple. Disclaimer number one, this is, I'd like to think, obviously not done as a brag or an, ooh, look at me kind of video. I'm not doing this to try and make anyone feel bad or anything along those lines. The purpose of this video is just to share the information, because it's information that I wished I'd have had access to when I was a little bit further back in the process of getting to where I am now in my business. I watched a lot of videos from really big YouTubers telling me the millions upon millions of pounds or dollars that they were earning every year. And I watched lots of videos from people who were at roughly the same level as me, just starting out, not really making any money. But what I could never find was examples of people who were making a fairly normal income and getting an idea of what level of success you needed to get to on YouTube before you could start to feel comfortable, to start to feel normal, not be crazy rich, but also not be worrying about sort of living paycheck to paycheck, that kind of thing. I wanted to know what was going on in that middle ground. I live in the middle ground, and this video should help people who want to know that same information that I wanted to know back then. I'm filling an information gap, and people ask a lot. People want to know. People are nosy. Watch whatever reason you want. The one reason you shouldn't watch is because you want to be grumpy about it or it's going to make you feel bad. If you know a video like this is likely to trigger you, probably go and watch something else. I don't know what you've got to gain from watching it and then being a grumpus down in the comments afterwards. So that's disclaimer one. Disclaimer two is that what I'm showing you in this video is the top line revenue of the business. This isn't the profit that my business is making. This isn't how much money is left over in my bank account each month. In fact, this year there has been far more expenses attached to my business than there ever has been before. Those of you who are watching closely will know that I've recently taken on an editor, a full-time editor who edits some of my Football Manager stuff. I've also paid for a lot of stuff in the last year that I've not paid for previously. I now have someone who makes my thumbnails for me. I now have someone who does the intro animations for me. I've bought in various pieces of licensed music. I've also upgraded the equipment that I used massively in the last year. 2021 was the year that we bought the fancy microphone. Might have been the year we got the Go XLR. That might have been the year before. Certainly this camera is a 2021 purchase, and probably the single most expensive thing that I've ever bought for the business, apart possibly from my MacBook Pro that I got years back. But I did buy a Mac this year for editing on. There's a lot of expenses attached to running the business. We sold physical product this year, so there's costs associated with that. So I don't want anyone taking away from this video that this is the profit that I'm making and this money is all sloshing around in my bank account somewhere. And disclaimer number three is that even what's left over after those costs have come out, we don't come close to spending it. We're not living like kings. I'd like to think we live relatively humbly. I make an effort to save half of everything that I earn. Once I've paid the costs of doing business, once I've set the money aside that I need to pay for tax and national insurance and my student loan and those bits and bobs that you have to pay, that all comes out. The moment any money arrives, I set some aside for all of that. I cover the costs. And then what's left, I split in half. Half of that goes into our savings and investments, and it's the other half that we live on. The reason I'm doing that, firstly, I know I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I'm able to do that and save half of what my take-home pay is every month. But the reason I do that is because I fully acknowledge this situation that I'm in currently is a very short-term situation. I am not naive enough to think that I'm going to be able to do this job and earn the money that I earn now for the rest of my life or until retirement or anything like that. I know there is going to come a point where people lose interest, where the channel dies, where I'm not able to do it anymore, where Football Manager stops being released as a game. There's all sorts of things that could go wrong that will lead to me having to re-enter normality a little bit, which is one of the reasons why I'm being so careful to try and avoid introducing too much in the way of lifestyle creep. I don't want to be 3 years down the line, have the rug pulled out from under me and think that I need X amount of money each month to live and I can't earn that doing a normal job. I don't want to go down that route. And I also want to make sure that when that time comes, I've squirreled away as much money as I possibly can to give me options when that time comes. The dream scenario is to stick at this for another 10 years, stretch it out to 12 maybe if I can. I'm going to be in my 50s by then. If I'm still able to draw views on YouTube and I'm in my 50s, fantastic. If not, I'd like to think through some sensible financial decisions that I'm making now. I'm not going to be in a problem then, but entertainment in general, unless you are super talented, is a relatively short career, which is why I'm keen to generate as much money as I can while I can, tuck it all away for the future, so that future Kev doesn't have to curse about me the way I sometimes curse about past Kev. So, with all of the disclaimers out of the way, and there'll probably be other disclaimery bits that I throw in as time goes on as well, I fully acknowledge it's a very sensitive subject, but also one that a lot of you are interested in. So I'm making the video for all the reasons I said before. I guess we should get stuck into it and have a look at what I made in 2021 from the various sources that we made it from. I think we'll go in the same order we did on last year's video, which I think is largest to smallest by and large, or some of the numbers. Some of the order has changed slightly from last year, but I'm going to show you what I've earned this year, compare that to what I've earned last year. There's a few revenue streams that have gone up, some that have gone up quite a lot. Quite a few have gone down, and I'll show you the overall totals when we get to the end as well. So not wanting to bury the lead, I know that a lot of you are probably here because you just want to know how much YouTube ad revenue I've made in the last year. So we'll start there. We'll start with the main channel, the Football Manager channel. In 2021, that channel has made £71,265.88, which is an enormous increase on where we were in 2020. I've got the 2020 figure here. In 2020, it was £41,468.70 from that channel. So that's an increase of 72% on the Football Manager channel over the last 12 months. In fact, if we compare 2021 to my entire lifetime on YouTube, this is why I suggested you go back to watch some of the previous videos for context on this, because I don't want people to think it's always been a super duper sweet life as a YouTuber. My total lifetime revenue going all the way back to 2015, so over 7 years or 6 years on YouTube, is 161,000, which is, I know is an incredible amount of money, but to give that a little bit more context, if we divide that by 6 for 6 years, it's a much more reasonable 26,500, 27,000 pounds a year on average. Yeah, as you can see from the graph there that shows when and how money comes in, it's certainly increased a lot over the last year, but it took us a while to get to that point. And I think it is important that anyone watching this who might be new to my content doesn't think that I've just gone from a starting position to 70+ thousand pounds in ad revenue immediately. It's taken a long time and a lot of graft to get to that point, but it is an absolutely phenomenal number. Interesting, it says plus 76% on here. It says plus 72% on my spreadsheet. Who do I trust? Oh, probably YouTube. They probably know. They probably have better information than I do, but it's been fantastic. What's caused it? Couple of things. Thing number one, the Barcelona series in September. September traditionally has been a very, very quiet time of year for me. But actually September 2021, at the time it happened, was my most successful month ever from an ad revenue perspective, beating any previous Football Manager launch. That Barcelona series really, really kicked off. And as you can see from that point on, I then had a number of consecutive best months ever. October was even better than September. In fact, we've got the monthly figures down here. So October was better than September. November was better again. My single biggest monthly payment that I've ever had in my life. I actually earned more money in November than I earned in the first year of my first job, way back in 2001 when I got my first full-time job. It was for less money a year than that. And then December still pretty big with the December boost that you get in ad revenue. But of course, we've not got the launch of the new game in that month, which is why it's starting to taper down a little bit. As you can see on there, it does vary massively from month to month. I don't know if this graph, in fact, the graph's not particularly helpful, but I think the monthly figures are pretty helpful because it shows you, this is actually quite a cool breakdown. It shows you just how much that varies from month to month. So lowest point of the year was August, where I earned just over £2,000 from that channel. For the majority of the first half of the year, it was between £3,000 and £4,000 a month. In fact, I think it was always between £3,000 and £4,000 a month until we hit that September boost. And I would expect to end up back down to these kind of levels fairly soon. I don't expect these kind of numbers to be ongoing long term, because that would be insane. In addition to the main channel, I of course have this channel as well, the channel formerly known as Vlog Channel, which interestingly, I think in 2021, I released fewer videos than I've ever released before, but we really started to increase the average views per video, which made a big difference to the ad revenue, because we actually had an increase on this channel in 2021 as well. So during the course of 2021, this channel generated £15,848.38 compared to the 2020 figure of £13,261.32, an increase year on year of 12, well, I say 20% based on the numbers that I've got. Again, YouTube saying 12%. I think we're going to go with my numbers. I know my numbers are right. Theirs I'm curious about because I don't know what that's comparing that to. In fact, it says there it's comparing January the 2nd to December the 31st. So straight away, it's comparing it incorrectly anyway. But an increase in 20% over the course of the year on this channel, which as it has for the last several years since we stopped the daily vlog back in 2019, this channel has been very much directionless for the crowd throughout the course of 2021. So to still be able to bring in a pretty decent figure, I think it's testament to the back catalogue that we've got on the channel. We had a couple of big videos that appeared during the year, but it was big in the context of this channel. As you can see, we had no individual video earn more than £217. So a lot of the bulk of the money that's come in presumably is through back catalogue stuff, and the back catalogue does still get a significant chunk of views over the course of the month. Looking at it monthly, the big month of the year, as you would expect, was August, when we went daily. We did vlog every day in August throughout August, and I think that figure probably should justify why I probably won't ever do that again, because yeah, £2,500 is a nice amount of money, don't get me wrong, but September we didn't do anywhere near daily. We probably released 7 or 8 videos in September and still got £1,300. It doesn't seem to justify the enormous amount of extra effort to do 30 videos in a month when it doesn't have that corresponding impact on the views and the ad revenue. If anything, releasing videos every day on this channel seems to harm the performance of the videos. If I release a video once a week or even once every couple of weeks, they tend to get more views than if I'm going daily. So I think that's probably the direction we're going in, less frequent, higher quality, and not really worrying about the revenue so much on this channel. This channel is more stuff I want to make videos about. I'll make the videos, and fingers crossed the money will come off the back of it, as it has done in 2021. It's exactly how I've treated the channel this year. And as I say, it's made a nice little contribution to the business for sure. Now, one new revenue stream that we've had in 2021 was lollujo 2, my second gaming channel, which is actually going to start becoming used more and more often as time goes on. This year, it was mainly used throughout August and September when I was releasing Minecraft videos on it a few times a week. It's now going to be used as the home for my stream replays. I'm just putting this into my spreadsheet so that I can give you the proper numbers at the end. It's now going to be used for my stream highlights and YouTube shorts and bits and bobs like that editor Chris is going to be putting together for me. This is basically the channel he's going to be running for me this year and doing all the editing for. So I would expect that number to go up significantly in 2022 to justify Chris's existence. But in 2021, we did start to get the ball rolling on what you can see there is a brand new revenue stream starting from zero. And then we became monetized on this channel on the 9th of February, earning 15 pence the first day we were monetized, earning £806.87 over the course of the year. This is one of the big target growth areas for 2022 as part of the business. Next up then we have Twitch, which I have really started to get back into during 2021. I think 2021 might be the first year since I've been a content creator, really, where I've consistently streamed on Twitch all year. You can see some months have been more consistent than others, but by and large, I've been putting in 40 to 50 hours a month. It went off a little bit down in the summer to something maybe closer to 30 hours a month while the weather's nice. We're out and about doing bits and bobs, but then a new game came out and I went at it again. So certainly starting to put some effort into Twitch. But interestingly, revenue on Twitch is actually down for the year, mainly because of the changes to the way Twitch handles subscriptions in the UK. And we actually get a smaller amount of money per subscription now than we did last year. Subscriptions are now a little bit cheaper on Twitch. As a creator, we get a slightly smaller cut, and it's had a direct impact on the revenue that Twitch has generated, to the point where it has had me questioning over the course of the year at what point we maybe have the jump to YouTube for the streaming if Twitch continues to do stupid decisions that make it worse from a creator point of view. This is in dollars, so just to convert this into pounds, in dollars it was £12,441.42, which at the time I did the conversion comes in as £9,193.36 for the year, which is down from £11,984.70 the year before, a drop of 23%. And like I say, this is a year where I've actually streamed more. I think we can check. I think we can check. I know we can check those numbers because we can have a look back at the previous year and I can tell you exactly how many. So I streamed 503 hours in 2021, and in 2020 517 hours. So okay, it's basically the same amount. We didn't start streaming at the start of the year, but it looks like I was giving it a little bit more on a monthly basis, but you can see that the actual revenue was higher. So you did this to yourself. You did this to me, Twitch. You didn't do it to yourself, you did it to me. And any UK Twitch streamers will have suffered a similar impact this year, I would have imagined. So they're the bits I can actually show you, and now we go into the bits that I can't show you. Some of them because there's just no easy dashboard or comfortable, easy way to actually show it to you. And some I'm not allowed to give you the exact breakdowns of various bits and pieces. But first up, we've got Patreon. Thank you to everyone who's been involved in the Patreon over the course of 2021. It is very much appreciated, and it's pretty much stayed level over the course of the year, bringing in £4,028.38 compared to £4,252.87 the year before, a slight drop of 5% on what was generated the year before. But again, I think that's largely attributed to an adjustment in how Patreon handle the fees and the bits and bobs and currency exchange stuff. And looking at the actual top line on Patreon, it looks like that's pretty much the same as it was the year before. Basically, the same people have just been subscribing to that all the way through, give or take a few people here or there, and it's largely balanced out. But because of tweaks in other bits and bobs, it's led to the actual amount that hits my bank account in pounds being slightly lower because of fees and whatnot. We've also had merchandise sales this year. The merchandise has mainly been, I haven't got any to show you to hand, but it's largely been the football shirts that we've been doing. There's been little bits of like Teespring merch and stuff like you see advertised at the bottom of every video and all that kind of stuff. But the vast majority of the merch sales, I'm talking like 95% of the merch sales have been from the football shirt sales, which is an area of the business we're probably going to do nothing on this year. I have no plans to make any football shirts this year. So this is an income stream that needs to kind of be replaced or removed entirely for 2022. But in 2021, we made £2,732.57. That's down from £3,646.89 the year before, a drop of 25%. And similar to what I said when we were looking at the plan for the vlog, one of the reasons I'm not planning on going ahead with the football shirts this year is, although £2,700 is a really nice amount of money, I really appreciate everyone who supported me by buying those shirts. The reward compared to the sheer volume of work that goes into getting those done it doesn't really add up, and I don't think it's worth putting the amount of time and effort it takes to do them for a relatively small amount of money in the grand scheme of things for the business as a whole. My time is probably better spent elsewhere. Next up, we've got affiliates. Now, this includes the Football Manager pre-order link that I have through 2Game. It's Amazon affiliates. I've got affiliate links for various other like YouTube-y type services that are usually linked in these videos and the videos over on lollujo too. Again, the big bulk of this is probably the 2Game Football Manager thing, but I can't tell you the exact amount. I'm contractually not allowed to, but I can tell you my total for affiliates as a whole for 2021 was £10,499.95 compared to £4,477.57 the year before. That's a massive increase of 135% over the course of the year. Thank you to everyone who's used one of my affiliate links this year. Seeing that area of the business grow the way it has makes me feel a lot more comfortable about drops we've seen in things like Twitch and Patreon and merchandise. They don't matter so much when there's another area of the business that's more than covering the shortfall. It balances out the whole number, and that is awesome. So thank you to everybody who's done that. That is much appreciated. Donations down massively. I would say don't make donations at this point because as you can see from some of the other numbers, there's other ways that you can support us. We don't really need to take donations anymore. This is something that was really, really helpful in the early days of the business, but I do feel a little bit uncomfortable about taking donations now. The option is still there through Twitch, and I think that's probably the only place you can still do it. But I would suggest if you really feel the urge to make a donation, maybe donate to charity or something instead. The amount for 2021 was £461.89p, down from around £1,000 the year before. I didn't have a completely accurate figure the year before, but it's a decrease of 54% year on year. And like I say, that's another one that I'm expecting to go down close to zero over the course of 2022. It'll never go exactly to zero because over on Twitch, there's always some people who aren't able to subscribe but want to contribute over there, and so do it that way, and that's fine. I get that. I wouldn't take that option away from people, but by and large, it's an area that I don't ever really mention anymore, whereas early on in the business, I know when I first went full-time, my first computer was bought by 1 month's worth of donations because I told people I needed a new computer. So that side of the business, as we've gone more down the route of merchandising and brand deals and that kind of thing, I've been able to hold the begging bowl out less, and I like that. I like the fact I don't have to ask for help as much as I did before. That is a nice development from all of this. And then the final area is brand deals. And again, brand deals, I'm not allowed to tell you the breakdown of what I've earned from which particular brand deals because they're all it's all part of the terms of the contracts that I'm not allowed to share how much you get paid. But we've done a lot of brand deals this year. We've had ongoing deals throughout the year with NordVPN, with Skillshare. We've done a couple of Raid Shadow Legends campaigns. We've done other stuff as well that I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's been a big year for the channel for brand deals. And that's reflected in the numbers. Over the course of 2021, we've made roughly £22,000 on brand deals. That's across all platforms. So across the main channel, this channel, Twitch. It's not just stuff we've done on this channel. So that's all brand deals across all platforms. £22,000 over the course of 2021 compared to around £6,000 the year before. So it's a big jump. And the big reason for the jump is both channels have hit 100,000 subscribers now. And that does seem to be the magic number that once you hit that, the brand deal tap is turned on. Companies start to reach out for you for more stuff. And I don't know why. Logically, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but there's clearly a lot of companies out there who don't necessarily want to deal with creators who've got less than 100,000 subscribers. But once you hit that magic number, they do want to work with you, which is weird because certainly for this channel, it was getting more views 3 years ago when I was releasing daily videos all through the year than now when I don't release as many videos. But because now we're over 100,000 subscribers, we make more in brand deals than we did back then. It's a weird little YouTube quirk, but that's an increase over the year of 267%, all of which means we add up for 2021 as a total income. And remember, this is total revenue. This is not profit all the costs for the business, tax and all that other stuff as well. It all comes off of this. But total revenue for the year for the entire business is £136,837.28 compared to last year's number of £86,092.05, which is an increase year on year of 59%. And that is a staggering number. And thank you for making that possible through watching the videos and enjoying what we do. And it is, I fully acknowledge it's a ridiculous number. It's an absurd number. I've never had a number, or I've not told you what my profit is for the year. I think I can comfortably say I've never earned as much money in a year as I did in 2021. I know I always used to say when I first started out, certainly for the first several years, I wasn't earning as much money as I was earning as a teacher. I think it's pretty clear from these that I'm now earning quite a lot more money than I was earning when I was a teacher. And thank you. I really appreciate that you're allowing me to live this dream, this fantastic situation that we're in, where we are able to create content every day and do what I want to do what I love doing, do what was my hobby before. The thing that I was doing between like 7 p.m. and 1 or 2 a.m. every day, 7 days a week, because I love doing it, is now the thing that's paying the bills and allowing me to start paying some other people to do some stuff for me as well. Anna gave up her full-time job this year to become employed by the business. Chris is now doing editing as part of this business. We're paying out for some of the other stuff as well. We're upgrading the stuff and putting money aside, saving for a rainy day, saving for when this all comes crashing down around us. So it's awesome. Thank you. I do know I've been very lucky. I know I've worked very hard, but I know I've been very lucky as well, and I appreciate it. And that is how much money I earned in 2021. Let me know down in the comments section whether you want to still see videos like this coming up in 2022. I said at the start that I was showing people the middle ground, and I think I'm edging towards the top end of the middle ground now. And what I don't want these to turn into is videos that really are obviously just showing off. I don't want that. I don't want to sit here and show off on a video. So if that's how it's come across this year, or if you feel like we're gently teetering towards that, if these numbers go at 59% again, is that then going to be annoying? Let me know down in the comments. I will stop when you tell me it's the right time to stop making these videos each year. But for now, hopefully it's still providing some value and helping out people who are in the situation I was in 3, 4, 5 years ago. That's the idea of it. Thanks for watching, folks.